Well, hi guys, welcome once again to me, Fisher Rob, and the Novice Angler channel. Now, I've had a few comments about a simple hair rig video that I popped out. They said they couldn't see too much of the detail that I was doing, so I've tried to change the camera angle a little bit for you and make it a little bit clearer to show you the adjustable hair rig. So basically, you start yourself off with a length of line. I've got a 15-pound fluorocarbon here. That's my hook length. Cut yourself off a length of that. It needs to probably be about 1.5 foot, maybe 18 inches, something like that. And first of all, hopefully you can see on the black background the nature of the work I'm doing here for you. So make yourself a loop and a knot at one end. So basically you're creating the hair loop as you would normally with your fishing gear. So away we go with that. And what I like to do here is just create yourself this size loop and literally just make a sort of overhand knot in it with the loop through and out the other side. But I don't race just to tie it up and leave myself with a huge knot. I don't know if you can see that. What I tend to do, a huge loop I should say, what I tend to do is just adjust it back, pull on the lines to tighten down the knot part, then adjust it back again, and then again pull on the lines to tighten the knot sections down piece by piece until you've got the loop the sort of size that you actually want. And if you can hold on to the loops that you're actually tightening down, that also keeps the loop that you want in place whilst you're tightening to it, sort of thing. So very slowly do that, and then hopefully, yeah, that should do. I tend to use a hook puller. Makes things a little bit easier to tighten things right down. Don't want anything sliding. There you go, it tightens that down. Now, if the knot's done correctly, it shouldn't slip. So you cut off the excess line. A little bit of line there, pop that out of the way. And so you have your loop cut to size. So now what's the adjustment part of it? Well, the adjustment part is quite simply a piece of silica. Now you've got some silica tubing. Try and show you that. Hopefully you see that in the hand in the shot. And you slide that onto your line, and you slide that down to the loop. So get about an inch or so, maybe 3/4 of an inch to an inch off the loop itself, and then you take your hook of choice. Now, just for the sake of example, I'm going to use the Corda wide gape size 6, and I say again and again in the videos, if you're going to spend money on some good equipment for your carp fishing, definitely invest in some good quality hooks. As I say, this is the number 6 size wide gape by Corda. They're very sharp indeed. You might be able to see that in camera shot, the little green cap they put on their hooks to protect your fingers and protect the hook tip from any damage. Some hook companies provide their hooks and they're not brilliant straight out of the pack, but Corda, I can assure you, provide a ready to go hook. It is viciously sharp. So basically what we've got to do now is get the hook through that piece of silica. Okay, so I think now which way around we go. That was it. So the point goes towards the loop. When it goes on, and you very gently, because now you've got a razor sharp hook in your fingers, you don't want that, just to gently hook that into the tubing. and with a bit of luck and a bit of a wiggle, and basically once that slides on, as it is there, you move it around the neck of the hook, and you have, see if I can show you that, you have your hook on the silica, the loop above, and the line running down the back of the hook towards the eye. So that's fine. Now, quite simply, that is the adjustment part, because you decide what bait you're using. In this case, I'm going to be using a dumbbell pop-up by Corda, one of their lovely range of fake baits. Get yourself a baiting needle. This is by Gardner, this one, nice protected needle, so you can slide your needle in and out by thumb. That way you haven't got to use a bare open baiting needle. Some of them are, like this one. It's a bare open needle, and it just can catch your fingers, so I tend to use one that's a bit more safety conscious. And puncture the end of the bait, give it a little wiggle, and then slide it through. There you go, absolutely safe as houses. And then you hook your loop on, and then you pull it back, and there you have your bait on your hair. All we need now is to lock it on, so I tend to just pull that a little bit more with the point of the bait hook, put that on a little bit, and then get one of the bait locks. I'm reaching over into my bait box. You cannot never pick it up when you want it when you're on camera. There you go. So break one of those off. They're a little yellow, almost an inverted V there with wings. Pop that through the loop. Go in, you beast, go in. Right, that's that. And then I'll put that into position, and it will slowly lock onto the top of the weight. Give it a good old tug, get it well into position, and there you go. Now we've got about an inch above the hook there, so don't want that. So what I shall do is slide it down. So you just literally pull on the line, and it slides down to the position of your choice, and that's your adjuster part of the hair. So there, it's just a couple of mil above the hook. Swing the swivel round a little bit, the silica, so that it sits nicely against the hook, and there you have your bait perfectly positioned above the hook itself, ready to go. That was all because that little bit of silica you just slide onto the hook, and then you can slide your line up and down before you start doing all the whipping. The amount of times when you're actually doing the whipping, you do your knotless knot, etc., and then you find the hair is just too long, it can be a bit of a pain. So you can adjust it to the correct length that you want, and then you can do your knotless knot. So don't forget, as I always say, when these hooks are made, the wire themselves will come around and then rest back against the shank of the hook, and to always start from the side which has been bent, not the end of the wire. Although it's very small, there is a slight risk of the end of the wire having a sharp edge and will cut through your fishing line. So always go to the rear of the hook, and then you should be fine. So I'm going to go around that about 7 or 8 times. Pull that down, feed the line back through the eye. Ooh, nearly. that should find knotless knot. Make sure again with your hook puller, nice and tight. There you go. And that's your adjustable hair rig done, really. I've got to put the swivel at the other end or a loop at the other end to interchange it to make it easily changeable on your line. You can also put on here, actually I might do that just to show you, I'll put on what is known as a kicker. And whenever you look in your bait box and you can never see what you're looking for. Love it. I think they're hiding in there. They are hiding in there. Oops, cometh here. Now this is a kicker. It's a simple little thing like that, and it just helps create a good angle to purchase the hook into the mouth of the carp when he takes your bait. And you literally just thread it onto your line, slide it down, and then wiggle it over your knotless knot. So a little wiggle it, twist and shout, as they say. Keep it nice and tight. Wiggle it down a bit more. A tad more. Right, so now you are looking at a adjustable hair rig. So you've adjusted the length of your bait to the hook, so you've got that positioned nicely, and the bait plays a part. A lot of people forget that the bait does play a part for the hook when it's actually making a purchase into the fish's mouth. So as you actually pull together and you then start to add the strain to the line, you see how that immediately is sitting up. The hook immediately starts to lift up, twist, so it bites into the bottom lip of the carp. So again, you can literally turn it the other way, just flip it the other side, turn it towards your hand, etc. And as you go to tighten up, immediately you're getting that angle and the hook is away and purchasing into the bottom lip of the carp's mouth. So positioning of this bait on the hair can be quite critical to a good balanced rig for when you're carp fishing. But with the kicker, it creates that lovely angle. So again, as I say, as you pull, it immediately starts to sit up as it's done again there, and away we go, ready to pull. So beautiful. So that's your quick adjustable hair rig. So you're literally just taking the line, you make a loop at the end of that, and hand over loop knot, boom, slide it up. I tend to hold the loop, push it back a little bit, and then tighten on each of the parts of the line to tighten that knot up, so that I get the loop about the size that I want. And then once that's done, you slide your silica down the line to the hook. Then you, with the point towards the loop, you slowly ease the silica onto the hook, and then put your bait on to the line, or to the loop of the hair if you like. Then slide that line down through the silica and the hook to the correct length. So you're happy with that length, and then do your knotless knot, slide your line out, tighten it right up. Don't forget, as I often say, a good hook puller, called a hook puller, very reliable, ergonomic, good for the hand. So hook that into that, tighten your knot right down, and then if you want to, you can either put shrink wrap and bend it down, or shrink tubing. That makes you think it's near Christmas, and shrink tubing on that, and then steam it down at the angle you want. Or like me, save yourself a bit of time and just use a kicker that you can pick up some good fishing shots. And you've got the right angle then for it to purchase in the bottom lip or the side of the carp mouth. So that's pretty much it. If you want to make sure you don't get any line bubbles or anything like that, where the line sometimes creates a loop when it's down on the riverbed or bottom of your lake, you can use one of these. These are a quarter weights, which are very, very slim line weights. I believe they term them sinkers, and these sinkers you have a tiny little loop at the top. I'm not going if you'll see that on camera, but it's a tiny little loop at the top, and you just basically put your line through that. There you go. Oh, look at that, first time, because it's getting good. Do that, and then you'll just pull one of those off, and that will just fold your line in two. As it slides down, bump, and it's on. Got the other end coming out then, and you just slide it down to position it where you would like in the line. So if your line is then kicked up and over the top, it'll pull that down and keep the line absolutely fine on the bottom of the riverbed or lake bed. So and those sinkers, as I say, Corda do a good range of those as well. But that's pretty much it. Then either create your end loop, or if you tie on a swivel, use a swivel. Got a little micro swivel there, they're very good. Do about £20 pull on that, so very useful for a little diddy swivel. And just tie on with either a blood knot or a grinner. I often use a grinner knot. Put the swivel on the end of the line, and then it's ready to connect to your main line. So there you go. Hopefully you saw a bit more there, rather than the other hair rig video that I popped out, where the hands were in the way a little bit because I had the camera from the side. But other than that, enjoy your fishing. Tight lines everyone. Thanks for watching.